Yo, y'all better subscribe to the Triple B. It's Jake Paul here. And remember, if I find Tommy Fury in bed with my missus, I'd knock him out. Yes, so the alleged big news in boxing, right, is Tommy Fury, right, has signed and agreed to fight Jake Paul, the so-called problem child, at Madison Square Garden, New York, on August the 6th, 2022. And the undercard will feature Amanda Serrano, who's Jake Paul's little biatch. So, I mean, come on, man. Now, before I talk about the boxing, right, it's like everything was better back in the day. We didn't get all this, like, chat all the time, this, that, will it happen, will it, won't it? We'd find out when it was happening. Yeah, occasionally people would put out, but not all the time. Yeah. Everything was better back in the day. YouTube, the whole internet. You can't use no music clips on YouTube now. You can't. Even just little bits. You can't use bits of film. You can't make such interesting videos like used to appear back in the old days on the old channels. But hey, I'm not going to get too nostalgic. We're always sliding down the wedge anyway. Getting there. Yeah, We think it was better earlier, but everything was sliding down to their way, to full control. Every generation thinks their teens and 20s were better, and they were, right? Yeah, and now more than ever, because like suicide rates and mental illness rates are going through the roof, man. Big Pharma meds, they're not working so great, are they? Hashtag me mental health. Right? It's all a scam now. I mean, it was always a scam, but it wasn't as much of a scam, right? We've also been tracked and watched in the UK by the 77th Brigade. They're looking at me. They're trying to fool me. They're the 77th Brigade, by the way, for those who aren't from the UK, or those who don't know, they're intelligence and propaganda arm of the army. Yeah? They're financed by the army, but they're just NWO pawns. Yeah, they manipulate social media accounts. They put false propaganda out. And you admit it, you check it out, man. And you accounts that have been on my channel know who you are. You know who you are. And you've been spied, man. Yeah, trying to compromise the Triple B. You're pussies, man. And I am nothing for this. Yeah. But they're looking to put me on that watch list, yeah. And some say, oh, you're just jealous of people making money. Yeah, immoral, money grabbers like the YB, and you jealous of the shills. Let me tell you this, and I don't want to sound like Gay J, as in the amateur philosopher. Yeah, but morality trumps currency every time. Unless you're immoral, yeah, in which case currency trumps morality. But I'm moral, man. It's all about the money. Yeah, and I've been seeing the people messing with the channel. Trying to find information about the Triple B. You know what? Y'all pussies, man. Anyway, this is a boxing channel. I don't know why I laugh, man. It's the absurdity of it. This is a boxing channel, yeah. But you got to be aware of what's going on, right? So now, you got your boy Tommy Fury. I think he's 8-0 as a light heavyweight stroke cruiserweight, yeah. And he's been crying. Oh, my team can't fly over. And John Fury, his dad, who seems to sort of partially reject him. He doesn't really respect him as a true Fury because he's not like a proper traveller. He's like a pretty boy. Birth of his mum was from where is his mum from? Madagascar, yeah. And he ain't no Shane Fury. He ain't no Tyson Fury. He's not a proper traveller, fighting man, for real fighting man. And he's been saying, hey, Jake Paul, he won't let the team fly up. Listen, man, John Fury is not allowed in the United States for years because he gouged a man's eye out. He got sentenced to 9 years. He can't come. Peter Fury, who's not part of the mix, but him as well, he got nicked for some meth dealing. So they can't come over. It's nothing new. So why are they complaining about this? They had a fight lined up for last year, 2021, December, I think it was. Yeah. But, nothing's changed, man. They're just bargaining for some more money. And they got it. And now they say Tyson's blocked as well. Tyson's not allowed to come to the United States because of his links to the MTK. Now that might be true now, but you know what? It's Tommy. Such a big girl. He can't go abroad and have a big fight for millions without his brother. Come on, man. I mean, you know, I know it's nonsense, but now they seem to have come to some kind of agreement. I don't know who's training Tommy Fiore, right? Originally, Sugar Hill, Tyson's ex-trainer, I guess you'd say now, was meant to train Tommy. I don't know what he's going to do with that bum, you know. But they've agreed it now. They've agreed to fight at Madison Square Garden. And they'll be, well, as I said, Amanda Serrano. She's not world champion no more after she lost to Katie Zed. No one cares anyway. You know, women's boxing is whack as anything, right? But this fight's been agreed. Yeah. But and Tom's like, oh, he asked for all these things. VADA testing, you know, the drug testing. Which is weird because Tommy, if anybody looks like he's juicing, it's Tommy Fury with his huge muscles, his broad shoulders, you know. And he was definitely like pumped on the HGH when he was younger and made his arms grow really long. But he can't box really. He's not a natural boxer. And they even agreed to like £2 million purse. That's double what Tommy was going to be paid back in December. He's getting $2 million now. I don't know how much he gets from his personal appearances, his Love Island nonsense, but. You know, it ain't no $2 million a year. It ain't no $2 million paid day. Yeah, and they agreed to the other stuff. What is it? They were asking for all loads of rooms at the hotel, flights, extra tickets, blah blah. I mean, I don't know who for because Tommy says he can't fly anyone over anyway. I mean, he's just bottling it, Tommy. Tommy's scared. He doesn't want to be ironed out, right, by an alleged YouTuber, a Disney guy, a non-boxer, and there's a good possibility there. Because whatever you say about Jake Paul, 5 fights, I think it's 4 KOs. Yeah, none of them are real boxers. Well, yeah, but some of them were fight stars. You know, it's not like they didn't know how to hold their hands up. Tyron Woodley was good at stand-up. Yeah. And, you know, what's the thing? Jake Paul was only starting on his career. I mean, it's not as if Tommy has fought any killers, man. Look at his record. Yeah. I mean, he's definitely nervous about this. He's nervous of getting ostracized by Big John Fiore, for not being a true fighting man. Yeah. And I think even John Fury is scared of the fight because he keeps on trying to make excuses for why it shouldn't happen. You know what? The tragedy is this. The real tragedy is this. I'm quite looking forward to this fight. You know, because it's quite interesting, man. Yeah, it's 2 like low-grade professionals, and I do count them both as professionals. Obviously, Tommy, I mean they're both carded professionals, man. Yeah, they both have professional boxing licenses. Yeah, I mean loads of big fighters fight bums early on anyway, and obviously, you know it's very rare for 2 low-ranked fighters to box each other for these purses. But things are different now, unfortunately. Boxing's become a bit of a circus, and that's the fault of boxing because they're not putting together big fights, and when they do, they only happen once a year, you know. And is this bad for boxing? I just don't care anymore. I mean, you know, they've been saying, oh, this and that's been bad for boxing. Boxing's finished. They've been saying that for like 120 years, man. It's become a circus, unfortunately. But, you know, yeah, I'm more excited to see this than, say, Kubrat Pulev, Derek Chisora 2. I mean, honestly, I'm not that bothered about that fight. Neither of them are going to reach world class. Yeah, Pulev or Chisora anymore. They both got to their level. They fought before. Pulev won, clearly, in my opinion. But this is just a fun fight. You know, you can get two car horses can make a race. And there'll be a lot of interest, and it will. I mean, tragically, it'll up the boxing, it'll up the sport of boxing because people will be talking about it. People who are not usually interested in boxing, you know, and some people might say that's a good thing. Some people might say it's a good thing, you know. Now Jake Paul is obviously an important Illuminati pawn. He pushes degeneracy. He's come from the Disney Channel, like many of those people that end up being adult stars, you know. Christina Aguilera, Britney Spears, people like that. And word is they get abused. Yeah. The usages will get kids watching the Disney Club, and they'll get into all these, these young guys, these stars in these allegedly clean child TV, and then when they get older, they'll become degenerate, and the kids who watch them as kids will now watch them as adults and think it's great, to be a degenerate. It's a sort of game. It's all part of the agenda, man. There's nothing good about it, man. Disney is designed to degenerate the youth from child to adult. Huh? Now, what does that mean in the fight? What's going to happen? Well, it might mean, Jake Paul's too big a name, you could say, to lose. If you believe in things being very fixed. I believe it's a 50-50 fight on skills alone. But Jake Paul has got more power, right? In his backyard. Tommy Fury is not really a natural fighter. He looks like it, but he isn't. There have been rumours that he's very chinny. He's been ironed out in sparring. He seems like a nice enough kid, strangely. But he's just been brought into this world. And he's been used like all these other guys. So if I'm going to put money on it, I want a lot of money on Jake Paul on his early fights. So I realised he was better than what they said. And that's before even putting in the factoring that they want him to win, because he gets an awful lot of views. He gets a lot of people watching him. He influences a lot of people, so they kind of want him to carry on. Tommy Fury is only in the UK. He's famous because of Love Island, which is some whack, degenerate series where people screw each other. And set up each other. And half of Britain, the Scum, the Sun newspaper. Yeah, they've actually got an entire section devoted to Love Island, and the whole of the UK will watch. Oh no, guess what? Such and such said this. Such and such snogged this person. It's disgusting. It's another tool to manipulate people and make them degenerate and make them wish that they could act like these people and wish they could be on Love Island. It's terrible, man. When I talk about the thin end of the wedge, this kind of stuff happened at a much lower level, at a much more gruesome level, in the 80s and 90s, let's say. Yeah, in fact, it's been going on for years. The CIA admit that they infiltrated the media and the so-called entertainment business, in the 60s and 70s, so they could control what people were thinking. You get me? But it's a boxing channel. So, you know what? If it's fair, there's no fixing, and I think it will be an interesting fight. Paul can really punch. And when I look at their skills side by side, there's not much difference. But I believe that Paul will have the advantages of the home crowd, the confidence. Tommy just seems to lack confidence and power, and I believe he will chin Tommy Fury. But let's wait and see. And tragically, this may be one of the biggest fights of the summer. Tragically.